Howdy, Warhammer fans! This is Warhammer with Sheeb, and it is Stampede Week where I'm from in Calgary, and so we're going to do a Stampede battle report. Y'all ready for this? Just kidding. Alright, so we do have a battle report. It is Dark Elves, and I am playing against my friend Ryan's Dwarves, and I took a lot of fluffy choices with this list because I wasn't quite sure how Ryan was going to play. He's new to the hobby. I underestimated him, yada yada yada. He's got a lot of cannons. Why did I bring a dragon? That's pretty much the battle report. But here it is nonetheless. I am taking 40 Executioners, and they do have Talos Dreadbringer. I really like this character, even though they're frenzy. 2 attacks, always striking first with the great weapons. It's amazing. So I'm taking that. I have a couple Masters and a unit of 5 Dark Riders. Then we have a unit of 10 Doomfire Warlocks, of course, as usual. And we have a horde of 40 Corsairs. And they're going to be my fighting block along with the Executioners. And in there we have a standard musician champion. I got about 19 Dread Spears. In here I have my level 3 sorceress on a Pegasus. But she's rocking dark magic, so she's technically, I guess, a level 4. 10 more Doomfire Warlocks and a Dreadlord on Dragon who cost way too much to be up against a Dwarf gun line. We actually rolled up Battle for the Pass, but he was nice enough to say, let's play more lengthwise or else it's not going to be much fun because I won't get to him at all. So, righto. Thanks, Ryan, for doing that. On his left flank, my right, he's got 30. These guys are Thunderers. Fantastic. He's also got a unit of about 35, almost 40. These are the Longbeards with great weapons, or warriors with great weapons, sorry. Never actually really get into contact with them, so I'm not quite sure. We do have the magic phase for the dwarves. The Anvil of Doom is behind here. Really, we could only play it in a 3,000 point game, so he really wanted to bring it and see what it could do, and I knew that it sucked now, but I underestimated it. Not like it really did too much. Here he has a Stone Thrower. This is proxying by the Cheka, Goblin Hewer or whatever. Organ Gun and a regular cannon. And then we have 40. These are Longbeards with hand weapon shields. So there we go. This is after Vanguard, and I do not go first. Ryan goes first. Take a look at my spells. Power of Darkness, Chill Wind, Soul Stealer. Oh, there's some scary looking spells right there. Anyways, oh yeah. I forgot. He also has a gyrocopter. So first turn, he decides to move up like that after me denying him place to go for Vanguard. And he is just out of the Corsair's arc and just out of the Executioner's arc. So way to go, Ryan. But if it was on a 40 mil base, it might have been a different story, and I might have been more of a dick about it, making him make sure that it wasn't going over 20 inches, because that seems like a pretty big far march. But whatever's. There he is. There we have the right flank. Everything's moving up because dwarves are slow. They shoot at the Doomfire Warlocks, kill 2 of them. Those Thunderers are getting good shots. He also has his BSB inside there, and that's going to be a pretty cool looking banner. A pretty cool looking dwarf once that's all said and done. It's got a lot of the old dwarf models. See if we can get him some new ones. Here we have a look at his dwarves kind of moving up a little bit, and mostly they're just opening up on my cannons. Rolls double misfire, but with his Engineer and the Rune of Accuracy, he manages to re-roll both of them to get double 10 to shoot my dragon, and 1 wound left. Didn't take him off, but through the hole inside this rock formation thing, I was trying to hide him best I could, but he's a big target. So there we have 1 wound on the dragon. Look at the board there. In my turn, I make a heroic charge into the Organ Gun after being opened up on by the Organ Gun and killing 2 Doomfire Warlocks. I really needed to get into combat. You may notice that there is not a lot of Warlocks there. I didn't show it, but 9 of his buddies all got shot up by this Organ Gun. So the single lone survivor charging in and stopping it from shooting, I think, is pretty cool. Dark Riders fail their charge. Swift Stride, they could have easily made that charge. However, I rolled 2 1s and a 2. And you don't go very far when you only go for 2 inches. I'm actually in pretty good charge arc or cannon range of whatever they want. And I have 2 Killy Masters in there. So I'm going really character heavy. We got this Executioner unit also marching up as fast as they can through the forest. We found out it's a fungus forest, but whatever, they're frenzy anyway. And Test for Stupidity doesn't really affect really high leadership elves. And here's where I made a pretty big mistake, and you'll see next turn, but on my turn I moved my sorceress on a peg over here to deal with that gyrocopter. That was the sole purpose of moving the sorceress over. However, I forgot to charge with her. And the Corsairs march up too. And Doomfire Warlocks move up, Dragon moves up, like so. Trying to get around the flank of these Thunderers and these Warriors back here. I'm thinking a perfect Soul Blight and then a charge from the Dragon with the Breath Weapon should just devastate those Thunderers. That's the plan. Soul Blight does go off. Nope, it gets dispelled. Then I try something stupid. I try Soul Stealer on the Gyrocopter. Of course, he makes its armor save or whatever it needed it, and he's just fine. I attempt a Breath Weapon at being so far away, but might as well get a couple Dwarves there, 2 or 3. In combat, I actually win combat, dealing 1 wound, killing off a crewman. And they put a cannon through on my Sorceress. The Pegasus actually is down to... I think she's down to 1 or 2 wounds. And then we have a look at the board on the right. And miners show up on his turn. Oh darn. It's not looking too good. But I could always charge over the miners. And there is enough gap that I can leave this dragon. If he posted them back a little bit and made them a little bit wider, I probably wouldn't have been able to or couldn't have been able to. So tip for Ryan next time. Anyways, he moves his organ or his gyrocopter up here like that to steam the executioners, and why not? Your toughness 3 elves, and they only have heavy armor. It's not going to go well, and so he does and kills a bunch of them. And then again, cannons just open up and go to town, and they just zap everybody up except for 2 masters and the battle standard bearer in that dark rider unit. Flame templates, not good. Put a wound on my frenzied character, so. It's a lot of executioners missing there. And you're also seeing a dragon missing. The cannon shot and took him off. Fantastic. And it killed the rider as well. So not a good day for me. But now I have a lot of people to fight here. We got only a few warlocks left. Only 5 after the Thunderers have shot them to pieces. And we have a look at the left board. And we have the... Dark Riders attempting to do another charge into this Master Engineer and this Organ Gun crew just so it could start shooting again. And of course, they fail. Oh, they fail, and it's terrible. And in my turn, I make a stupid thing after I declare all my charges. I'm like, well, forgot to charge with my Sorceress, and I'm not going to be stupid about it. So I'm going to march her up here and try to maybe kill off a cannon with like a Death Snipe or something like that. Or I don't know, maybe as bait because she's got the Cloak of Twilight. Not quite sure what I was thinking, allowing this thing, Gyrocopter, to steam again a boatload of executioners. So I move my Dark Riders, Doomfire Warlocks back, and I shimmy back my spear dudes because I don't want them in combat. There's my spell. It wasn't worth it not charging the Gyrocopter and coming up to do this amazing spell, Soul Stealer. Yeah, it gets dispelled anyways, and I think it gets eaten. Chill Wind, yeah, that gets dispelled too. Power of Darkness, let's attempt to do something. Yeah, we do get a Soul Blight off in the my phase. This Doomfire Warlock casts Soul Blight on this combat, and that's going to make him a little bit more survivable. Fantastic. There we go. Now the Master Engineer's in there too, and he's going to wreak havoc. Executioners fail, and they march up just like that. And the Dwarf Lords, Dwarf Warriors line up to accept the charge that's coming. And there we go. Power of Darkness was off, so they do get +1 strength. So now they're strength 7. Frenzied Executioners. Yeah, there's only, 22? They'll still put a hurt on anything. And we have some unit marching over here, moving around the terrain, getting into better positions on his turn. Gyrocopter, man, leave me alone. I should have brought my bolt throwers. Never leave home without them, even though they always underperform for me. I could have really used them this game just to take out that bolt thrower and steams my guys some more. And there we go. What's that? 7 guys dead. That's not too bad. All right. Here come the Corsairs. They also fail their charge. Man, and the Thunderers keep shooting the Doomfire Warlocks. They are at max range 30. Not quite at a line of sight from everybody. So I start moving them over. They're still going to be in within 30. And here's where the fun happens. We had roughly, I think we said like a dozen executioners plus the BSB and Talaris Dreadbringer in the combat. Yeah, he put a hurt on me, but I killed a ton of dwarf warriors, even with his 5-up shield wall parry. I still went to town, and that was what was getting me through this game. Once I get those executioners into combat, I'll just kill models, and it'll make me feel better. I know I have no chance of winning, because these Corsairs have failed their charge. The Dark Riders have failed their charge and got shot off. The Executioners finally only now got into combat, and I only have 2 Doomfire Warlocks, and my lone Doomfire Warlock has already been destroyed. I know this game is over, but I really just want to see those Executioners in combat. And if I can get the Corsairs into combat too, I think that'd be great. But they're far away, and they're going to get shot up a whole lot more by the Organ Gun and the Gyrocopter. So here we have a look at his army shimmying over. Just really how slow that dwarf army is. Like, it really is super slow. Gyrocopter says, enough, enough. The Executioners can be taken out by those dwarf warriors, those Longbeards. Let's go to the Corsairs. I'm thinking, I got a 4-up armor save. I could be all right here. Nope. Causes the panic after the Doomfire Warlocks were shot off. Panic against these guys. They turn around and they flee. And a ton of Corsairs are just destroyed. And after the Organ also opens up on them, a ton more are destroyed. So now I'm not even wanting these Corsairs in combat. After all this shooting is done, and I think the Anvil zaps him too during his magic phase. Not good. But this combat's going pretty good for me. Severely outnumbered, but this is manageable. My heroes haven't been touched, other than Talur's Dreadbringer. I managed to win combat, overrun them, and I'm up here on the hill, kind of. And look at the Corsairs. Woo! Attempt to charge into the Organ Gun, charge into the cannon. They overrun and they go off the board. His guys move up there like that. My guys rally. His miners turn around. I think I shimmy backwards, and I'm pretty sure this is the end of the game. The Gyrocopter's coming over to, yet again, steam my guys. I believe he does, and I think they kill him down to a man. Oh, this is a symbol for 4 guys die, and they get panicked off, or I think they just either they run off or they get killed to a man, and that is the end of the game because I have no troops on the board. When they do come back on, there's not much they can do. And so it was a fun game. I'm going to title this one Never Bring a Butter Knife to a Dwarf Gun Line. And it's not even that it was a gun line, right? It was just some really poor choices on my part of not bringing a competitive list. But I thought I would bring something fun, and I thought Ryan was going to be a far more formidable opponent than he actually was. So that was good, and it's good to see. It's good to play with people who are really good because it increases your skill level. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.